What up, dumb dingle dumb dat? Dumb dingle dumb bat.
Uh,
Dumb dingle dumb bat. You're 3DB, baby. That's your new nickname. 3DB or
three D
D3
three.
3D3B.
Now you're just being dumb.
No, all a
Um,
matter of perspective, I
you
guess.
were talking about something you're going to be doing with your chin, some growth that you were making an attempt
Yeah,
at.
man. We're talking about going mainstream,
Mm-hmm.
and I think beards are kind of mainstream, and they're awesome. I wish I could grow a beard, but I can't grow a beard.
Yeah.
But this one little patch right here, so I figured I would just this little patch that just covers my chin. I'm gonna grow that like really long.
So it's gonna be like a
And you're like, oh, that's
long,
mainstream. I'm like, no, dude. Who do you
slow.
know has a little patch, but is like 5 inches long? Just one little patch coming straight out of my chin, 5 inches long.
Yeah.
Tight, tight.
So I was on I was doing a little guided Peloton run, and it was like a rock run. And so this band came on. One of my favorite bands, like in high school, Incubus. I don't know if you'd ever heard of them or listened to them, but the uh, the coach on the call was talking about Incubus and how they um, kind of stayed out of the limelight, and they never really like changed who they were. And she called them organic, and they avoided mainstream mediocrity, and that kind of stuck with me. I was like, huh, avoiding mainstream mediocrity. Like there's so many different directions that we could go with that, but I just thought that that was kind of a cool idea. You know, men in their beards, and that's kind of mainstream these days, or you know, TikTok dances are kind of mainstream these days, and like, oh, there's all this stuff, right? And like, I just think it was a good idea to just stay organic to who we are, right? And avoid just this opportunity, if you will, to go and be mediocre, just to be kind of mainstream and fit in, right? I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting when you were talking to me about it, and I've heard of Incubus. I could not tell you a song they sing, but I love. So when you said mainstream mediocrity, my mind went to different places, right? And it's some people can potentially, you could take it down the path of selling out.
Yeah.
You change your style to fit whatever's popular, and you're trying to hit the charts. And in business, you could do the same thing, right? You don't stay true to who you are. Like for example, a company that's been in my mind a lot lately. I read about them for. I mean, everybody knows Patagonia,
Yeah.
but I read about the specifics in Simon Sinek's Infinite Game. He
Yeah.
talked about them, being true to their cause to the environment. And then just recently, they made some business moves that are like, oh dang, like revolutionary in their commitment to the environment. And so I become a huge fan of them because they're a company that no kidding stands by their conviction to try to keep the planet well to advocate for having a healthy planet, sustainability, and all these things, right? They even went out and put articles saying, hey, do not buy this shirt we made. This was a few years back because it's not carbon neutral or whatever their point was.
Yeah.
And they effectively marketed against themselves saying, hey, don't buy this shirt. But all that being said, where my mind goes is to be different, right? To not be part of the mainstream, the norm, the mediocrity. You can, I guess, describe that as being just the norm and what the norm means. And I think it's the desire to stay true to have the comfort in your own skin, but also the uh just the confidence to be fully plugged in to who you are, right?
Yeah.
And to unabashedly pursue that thing and recognize that in your business and whatever it is that you are going to attract the people that you want to attract. and
Right.
and it's and that's okay, that's good, right? And it may not be everybody, but is that really the point?
Yeah. No, it's good, man. We had a conversation with our daughter the other night. And she's become like a really just voracious reader. She loves reading books. And I forget how the conversation started, but it got on the topic of like kind of being a nerd, right? Like being a nerd because you're reading books all the time. And what I loved about it was like she was like proud. She was like proud to be a nerd and to love to read books. And I don't know, when I was a kid, like you didn't want to be proud to be a nerd, right? Like you wanted to be like the high school football sports star, you know, the cool kid. But I think times have changed a little bit, and I really I embraced it. Like when she said that, I was like, yeah, that's awesome, you know. Like, and I really wanted to instill that quality in her that yeah, it's okay to be a little bit different, right? To not want to go outside and play on the playground and just to want to read a book, you know, inside by yourself. That's cool. That's cool to not be cool, if you will. And I think that's very true. Like, you know, in what we're doing in our businesses, and there's so many other things that you could go and do and become, but being organic and being true to yourself and who you are, and avoiding that mainstream mediocrity is pretty cool to do, I think.
Well, and it's also, what is cool, right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
when I look at cool back in high school and failing tests and being a jock and all this, whatever, that was cool, I guess. And now you look at like the business owners and you look at like the cool dudes that are freaking crushing books. You look at guys like, Warren Buffett, being cool enough to like, be a huge global influencer because he's such a nerd, quote unquote nerd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this idea of conforming to others. And that's something we're trying to teach our kids so much. Like our kids fight, right? And last night, uh Jake Jake's like, Noah called me a stinky poopy pants or whatever. And I'm like, well, are you a stinky poopy pants? Like, are you a stinky poopy pants? And he's like, no. I said, okay, well, then who's right about who you are, Noah or you? And he's 6. So like, let's put that into context.
Sure.
But, and I'm telling Jake this, I'm like, again, he's 6, right? Like, put that, maybe factor that in as well. But this emotion laden thing that people's, they dislike our posts and they don't think whatever. If you're being true to yourself and you're truly trying to add value and you're trying to be the best that you can be, so that those around you can be better, so that you can serve others, then like, who cares what anybody says, man? There's always going to be trolls. We did a post about this, or a blog about this, not too long ago, but, and who cares?
Yeah.
Right? Who cares? Is it really that important that someone thinks you're a stinky poopy pants? I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe it is to you, but, and if you are a stinky poopy pants, then what you should do is say thank you to that person. Thank you for making me aware that I'm a stinky poopy pants, because I didn't know. I'm gonna go fix myself, and then you're in a better spot anyways. So I
Hey,
just think,
David,
yeah,
you're a stinky poopy pants.
yeah, and you're like a 6-year-old. Like it's the same thing with Noah, right? It's because I showered this morning, but I don't know. It's I think I really like that, just the idea of mainstream mediocrity, but not in the context of judging others or whatever mainstream, whatever that means, is someone selling out. Like, I don't care what anybody else does. My focus should be on myself and how
Yep.
do I avoid mediocrity for me. And at the end of the day, can I look in the mirror and say, hey man, you gave it your all, you stayed true, and the purpose that you spent hours and days and collective years defining and refining, you at least honored that today. Like, that's where I want to be at the end of the day.
I like it, dude. I like it. Not so dumb. Not so dumb.
Not so dumb, but just always remember, if you're dumb,
Uh-huh.
at least try to be deep.
Yeah.
Write that down.
And organic, and avoid
Hashtag.
mainstream mediocrity. Be yourself. Don't be dumb. Be deep.
Be deep. Peace.
See ya.